Hello, it's a real pleasure to have you in our first video on YouTube, and especially because today's topic is very important for all English teachers.
Have you ever wondered how we actually learn a language? What theories do we need to consider when teaching a language?
My name is Jorge.
I'm Jennifer, and well, let's start. Alright, so let's start this interesting talk, Jorge, about a theory called behaviorism. Well, here language learning is viewed as a process of habit formation through stimulus, response, and reinforcement. Learning happens when correct responses are positively reinforced, when teaching mistakes are corrected immediately to avoid fossilizing errors.
Very interesting. For example, let's imagine a student repeating vocabulary words after the teacher and getting good job when the pronunciation is correct. In our classroom, we can apply drills, repetition, and positive reinforcement to straighten correct language patterns, right, Jenny?
Yes, however, you have to be careful as it is also essential to include communicative context to avoid learning things by heart.
Now, let's move on to innatism. What is it about? According to Chomsky, human possesses an innate capacity of language learning to a language acquisition device. This means that learners develop linguistic competence naturally. If they are exposed to sufficient input, can you think about one example of this?
Sure, for example, when a child is exposed to English through media, let's say videos, music, etc., and everyday conversation, the person begins to form correct grammatical structures without formal instruction. They show then an internalized rule system. But what's the role of teachers? What can they do to enable students learn in this way?
Doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Well, teachers should focus on providing rich linguistic input and natural exposure to the language rather than excessive corrections. So far, these theories seem rather interesting and meaningful for our teacher practice. But I want you to tell me a little bit about interactionism.
Well, this theory states that language is acquired through social interaction. It means that when students communicate and work together, they learn more easily. This happens in what Vygotsky called the zone of proximal development. In this context, scaffolding plays a crucial role as it is that support that teachers or peers provide to help learners reach higher levels of understanding through collaboration. For example, when the students participate in group discussions where peers and teachers offer feedback and support, the learner improves the speaking skills by engaging. But how can we implement it in our classrooms?
Well, Jenny, teachers should promote communicative tasks and activities reaching interaction that encourage negotiation of meaning and collaboration. This can include activities such as role plays, interviews, group projects, or problem-solving tasks where students need to express ideas clarifying misunderstandings. And finally, we would like to talk about interlanguage theory.
This is also a key theory that helps students learn a language. Selinker proposed that learners develop an evolving linguistic system called interlanguage. This means that when the students learn a new language, they go through several stages where their speech may sound like a mix of both languages.
Mistakes are allowed as they are sign of progress, not failure.
Quite interesting. So a Spanish speaker learner can say, he do homework, showing partial understanding of English tense rules. But that is okay. Eventually, the learner would master all the details, step by step.
That's why teachers should view mistakes as natural stages of development. We can encourage our students to correct themselves rather than penalizing mistakes. Instead of simply correcting, we can guide the students to notice their errors, reflect, and of course, try again.
Now, we have learned several aspects about theories that rule language learning.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. How can you apply these theories in your context?
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.